could be near and it could be far. Could be a fire, local lighting stars.
Gerald was working at Benz as a top engineer. Later on in his life, he determined to step into the world of coaching, training, and music. He offers strategy development, decision-making, global leadership, and management development training for the top teams all over the world. And sometimes he sings his original songs on the street.
He walks along often. It is a magical place.
He rides bikes everywhere and embraces a healthy lifestyle. He is calm while having a passionate vibe. Today, I'm asking him some questions about leadership, and let's see what he would like to share with our future leaders.
I waited for so long. I don't want to die dreaming. I want to live my dream. And took my guitar to that street and I actually started singing. I just overcame the fear. I was so surprised with how people loved it. What I say when I recommend to the younger generation, don't live and follow the fake confidence so long. Have the courage to address your vulnerability earlier, to build your true confidence inside. By following your dream earlier, you won't be courageous yet, but you have the courage to do it once at least and see what, and start earlier so you can develop earlier into your true, authentic, self-confident personality and not the fake one.
I always view like you are a leader, you need to be tough. You need to be like go hard or knowing this, knowing that. You can't not know that. What do you see like for this element towards leadership?
I feel it's actually the core of leadership.
Or
your ability to become more aware of your vulnerable self. Our blindness to see, or our defensiveness against being vulnerable. It's actually a fear of being who I really am. Because if I really show who I am, I'm afraid that people might not love or accept me, or I'm not good enough. We are learning in our education, in families and in schools and in universities, in television and social media, that you have to be beautiful, that you have to be smart, that you have to be tough. And as you grow, you realize my family broke down, I got divorced, it's a disaster, I lost my job, or as a leader, I got fired as a GM, should I kill myself, sort of thing. And as you go through these crises, then you realize that it's not your toughness, it's not your beauty, it's not your smartness and intelligence, it is actually your ability to take yourself as you are. So in my case, to make an example, I've been studying engineering. I felt so smart being accepted as an engineer with Mercedes-Benz in the early 90s.
oh, wow.
Coming from East Germany, from poor East Germany, we didn't have cars, we didn't have telephones, we didn't have money either. Mm-hmm. And there I come, being promoted in that company, so I felt, wow, I must have had a very good education, I was wrong, blah, blah, blah. And funnily enough, after maybe 5 or 8 years into that Mercedes-Benz experience as an engineer, there's this dream coming up inside. I do want to sing in front of people, and what's worse, I do want to sing in front of people in the street. In my family upbringing, that was a disaster. If you're singing in the street, you're a poor person. And here I go, after many years of playing around with that thought, eventually I do take my guitar and sing in the street, and I have a lovely experience with people loving it. So I was kind of showing my more vulnerable self, and they loved it. This is nonsense. You're hiding your true self from your clients. This is not good. You should actually talk about this. So I took the practice of, before I introduced myself to a new client, I would tell them the story, so they know who I really am.
So at first, I actually quite want to hear from your perspective is what is a leader?
A leader is able to bring people together behind a common goal and enable them to achieve it. That would be more a general way of saying it. The leader, putting the right people in there, the right person for the right job, with the right competencies, with the right character, and the right aspiration, personal aspiration. Putting all these things together so they can run the show. A manager does things right. A leader does the right thing. And if you're questioning the rules, you're challenging the system, you're running a risk of getting fired. But that is exactly what a leader is aware of.
How do you see as this part of like the qualities a leader should have?
You have to have this awareness, the ability to listen to describe and to appreciate the differences between the way you perceive and the way I perceive. It's exactly the goal, is to understand what you're talking about. I don't have to agree in it. But before I can disagree or agree or make some sense together, I need to first understand it.
Thanks so much for Gerald's sharing. And a little summary from my learning would be: follow your passion, be yourself, be vulnerable, have clear goals in mind, listen to others with empathy, and you are a leader already.
Better wait and see.